I may be a dyed-in-the-wool feminist, but I also make fudge.
Talk to me. You say here.
You're listening to Ticket to the Stars Presents, where you don't have to reach for the stars, we bring the stars to you. This season on TTTSP, we talk to the bright spots here in the Triangle and beyond. Out front or behind the scenes, these artists know how to shine. This season, meet the visionary and founder of a women's theater festival, a queen of comedy who went comedy instead of crazy. Meet an award-winning producing artistic director of a professional theater company, or an R&B singer dropping a debut EP 20 years in the making, an actor getting an MFA from one of the country's top-rated acting programs, or a documentary filmmaker turned horror film producer. On Ticket to the Stars Presents, you don't have to reach for the stars, we bring the stars to you. That's TTTSP, Tuesdays at 3 on littleraleigh.org. A Stargaze Broadcast.
You're listening to TTTSP. That's TTTSP. Ticket to the Stars presents Tuesdays at 3. I'm your host, Gloria. That's Gloria as in glow. I feel like singing, guys, and let me tell you why. Because I am with someone very special. Our star guest, I'm going to read a little bio here. And if you think you know who it is, you can feel free to call in. I'm just joking. I want to start with an acronym. WTF. This is a family program. I'm not saying what you think. The Women's Theater Festival is a group of theater artists in the Triangle, that's Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, of both women and allies who seek to address gender parity, diversity, and inclusion in the theater community. And I'm about to lose my mind because guess who our star guest here is today? Well, she's the founder of the North Carolina Women's Theater Festival. She founded it in 2016 to create, to produce, and to promote extraordinary theater by women. In addition to acting as artistic director of the festival and overseeing operations, she works full-time, get this guys, as a writing instructor at Shaw University. I think it's a dog.
We're the bears.
Bears, I knew it was a bear. And has served as a board member of Arts Access, as a judge for NCTC, North Carolina Theater Conference, and as an innovation and grant support panelist for the City of Raleigh Arts Grant Program. She got her Bachelor of Arts degree from Iowa State University. Now, I know that has to do with the Cardinal.
Close. Yes, our mascot is a cardinal, but we are the Cyclones.
Cyclones. That's why it's Cy the Cardinal.
Yes,
I put it together now.
Oh, that's pretty good.
With a double major in theater and English, and holds a master's degree in teaching from North Carolina State University. Now I got this one. Go Wolfpack. What?
Yes,
Talk
you
to
got
me. She's recently completed a year-long study on theatrical gender equity in the Triangle area. I introduced to some and reintroduced to others superstar Ashley POPIO. Much gratitude. You are here.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You are here. And darling, you are definitely a superstar in this community. Watch out, LA. New York City, okay. Chi-Town, don't hate. You know, NC, North Kakalaki, we've got some stars too. And Ashley POPIO is doing it big here. She's not only a superstar, but she's also a superhero. And I know Women's Theater Festival most recently finished their Summer Theater Festival, and the theme was none other than Women Are Heroes.
That's correct,
I want to ask you first and foremost, just who comes up with the themes? How do you do it? Is it a collaboration? You sit around a room and drink wine and talk to me.
No, I just think, yes, women should be known as this, and now we're going to do it.
Oh, very nice. So
very simple.
That women should be known as heroes.
Women are heroes.
Thank you.
And there's so much good material that proves that they are. And I'm tired of seeing television and plays and musicals where it shows women as the girlfriend or women as the
secretary.
Yes. Enough of that. Women are heroes. Let's show them in positions of power, getting stuff done.
Amen. And when you look on the Women's Theater website, Women's Theater Festival, Women's Theater Festival
Com.
.com. Thank you. It's a com. It's a .com, guys. Catch that. You'll look and see that it's a beautiful image of the silhouette of a female with a cape flapping in the wind.
Yes.
No, in light of that, if you just came up with it, then I'd like to guess or inquire about whether this was decided, this theme for that season, was it decided before recognizing how it might be inspired or a part of the Me Too movement, or was it a separate inquiry, had nothing to do with the other, it just was happenstance?
It was an accident, a delightful, fortuitous accident.
Yes!
After the first year of the Women's Theater Festival, we decided that each following year should have a theme. And we knew that the first one that we wanted to do was Women Are Funny, because there's such a prejudice against that, thinking that women can't be hilarious, which isn't true. We are hilarious.
We are hilarious.
Many famous female comedians, but not nearly as many as there should be because of that prejudice that still stands. So we did an entire year of comedies. And we also knew that immediately following that, we would do Women Are Heroes. And I do know our theme for next season, but I can't announce it quite yet. Not yet.
Ooh, that's very exciting.
I think you'll all be interested. Stay tuned.
So we've had Women Are Funny, Women Are Heroes. And I want to backtrack for a second because you reminded me, Women Are Funny. That was a funny year.
It was a great year.
I believe, because my boss, Danielle Long, I know she said she did something with, I think, Women's Theater Festival had like a comedy night or something.
We did. In fact, we did.
And Danielle Long performed.
Yes.
And she said you were there.
Yes, I was.
Oh my gosh, I know it. I think what you did there was really brilliant because you created a platform for different females in the area who either wanted to try their hand at theater or had always been doing it to come on and be
funny in a public forum and to get the feedback that they are funny. I think many women struggle with self-esteem issues and undeservedly so.
Yeah.
So it's good to get that positive feedback, to hear the audience laugh and know that you are funny, darn it.
Daggone it. And being funny is powerful.
Yes.
So it was happenstance.
Yes.
You and the Me Too movement, your decision to go with Women Are Heroes. Now, though, let's see, have there been any actions or choices or things that Women's Theater Festival has done that is deliberately in conjunction with the theme of the Me Too movement?
As a matter of fact, yes, we have. During our Occupy the Stage conference, which we held for the first time this year at the Renaissance Center in Wake Forest.
And you're going to tell us what Occupy the Stage is, because that thing is brilliant.
Occupy the Stage is a protest movement that demonstrates that women write a lot of good theater by providing 24 hours of staged readings of works that are written by women. At the same time, we expanded to make it a conference this year by making it so that there were also 24 hours worth of children's programming, so that we think it's a really important feminist ideal that we provide childcare, because
I read that and I think it's amazing.
Otherwise, many women, particularly those on a lower socioeconomic platform, can't participate in the arts, and that's not okay.
It's not.
So we provided childcare for 24 hours. We also provided education and workshops for 24 hours, which were 1 hour long a piece. So we had 24 different classes that you could participate in. And we did 24 hours of creating a devised work where the person in charge started from scratch at the beginning, and by recruiting women from the team of people who showed up and were interested, came up with a fully realized work by the end of the 24-hour session. So that was what Occupy the Stage was this year. We hope to continue and even expand that in this upcoming year.
I also know that people make baked goods for Occupy the Stage. Hey, you can't go 24 hours and not eat.
In fact, we have a gigantic bake sale every year, and it's been a wonderful fundraiser for the Women's Theater Festival. So yes, if you come to Occupy the Stage, there will be fudge made by yours truly.
Fudge made by yours truly?
Indeed.
I gotta tell Danielle Long, because I want to try some of your fudge. You make fudge?
I do make
Ashley
fudge.
POPIO?
I make excellent fudge. I may be a dyed-in-the-wool feminist, but I also make fudge.
She makes fudge. Now that's where the true power is, right?
In feminist fudge, yes.
Okay. Ooh, I think you need to coin that if it's not already coined. feministfudge.com, a product of the WTF.
You're listening to Ticket to the Stars Presents, where you don't have to reach for the stars, we bring the stars to you. This season on Ticket to the Stars Presents. Be inspired and be entertained by tuning into interviews with the stars of the entertainment world here in the Triangle and beyond. Find out what's going on and what's up next. Get up close and personal with the stars and find out what they stand for. Ticket to the Stars Presents. That's TTTSP, Tuesdays at 3 on littleraleigh.radio.org. A Stargaze Broadcast. Now back to TTTSP with this week's exciting star guest.
So
Really?
you asked about the Me Too movement and how
Yes.
we're incorporating it. Well, one of the workshops that happened in the early morning hours of Occupy the Stage, so that women would feel safe and protected, we held a workshop called Me Too, where women were allowed to come and sit in a quiet circle in the middle of the night and tell things that had happened to them in a safe and welcoming environment. And the person in charge of that was Greta Zandestri, and she was taking notes with the permission of the participants. And what she's hoping to do is create a work around the Me Too movement that addresses personal stories that women have actually experienced.
Powerful.
So she's working on that currently, and she was able to get it started through our Occupy the Stage.
Through WTF, Women Theater
Indeed.
Festivals, Occupy the Stage. Now, Greta Zandestri, was that the name?
Yes, and that's spelled with a Z, and I will give you that information later.
Oh, yeah, well, absolutely. Well, I wanted to know if, in fact, she happens to be... Well, let me back up. I know through your festival that just finished, Women Are Heroes, through your slate of shows, that one of the brilliant resources you brought to the rehearsals, and I think this might be new, guys, but you tell me, Ashley, you had an intimacy coach
Yes, we did.
who worked with those in the show. Tell us what an intimacy coach is, and is Greta the intimacy coach?
She is not, although she supports
She could be. She
intimacy
supports
coaching. So an intimacy coach is like a fight director for sex scenes, to put it succinctly. A fight director in a production makes sure that the actors who are swinging swords at each other do it in a defined choreography and they don't cut off anybody's nose.
Praise God for that.
Amen. So an intimacy director does the same thing with moments of intimacy, because women in particular are just as much in danger when a man puts his hands on her as she is when a man swings a sword at her. So we have to make sure that all our actors are protected and feel good. And it isn't just women. Sometimes male actors also feel taken advantage of or overlooked during the difficult emotional process of setting up a scene that includes intimacy. By choreographing those actions ahead of time, by ensuring that we follow a very strict procedure that takes everybody's feelings and desires and requests into account, we can make sure that all actors feel safe, protected, and build an atmosphere of trust where everyone knows what to expect when it comes to moments of intimacy on stage.
And that leaves room for being creative
Definitely.
when you're not having to worry about your safety.
As a matter of fact, the particular production that you are describing, that we called in a national intimacy director to assist us with, decided to go with a very creative way of portraying intimacy, because the two people in the show were portraying a father and daughter, and because they didn't want to hint too much at moments of incest or make the audience too uncomfortable.
Sure.
They decided to go with a really metaphorical way of showing that intimacy, and it actually wound up making the play more interesting.
Interesting, right.
And yeah, I thought that was a really good solution. And one of the things that the intimacy director was able to do was talk to both actors in the situation and help devise that decision. So she was crucial.
Crucial.
And that's Alicia Rodis.
Alicia Rodis.
If you are interested in following her work, she is renowned. We were so pleased with her capacity to problem solve and share with us her new methods. She's brilliant. You should definitely look her up online.
Well, you know, the thing is, Ashley, POPIO, and I've got this screen here in front of my mouth, you see, so I don't even have to work on the P's. I love the name POPIO. You just want to say it multiple times. But the thing is, you're brilliant, and so you attract brilliance and brilliant people like Alyssa
Like
into your
yourself.
life. Oh, look at that. You hear that, Jacob? We got the founder of Little Raleigh Radio here. We'll talk about that at the very end of the show. But Ashley, I think something else I noticed I think this is in terms of the Me Too movement. It's something I've been seeing more now. And I see it sometimes at the end of emails, maybe newsletters from Women's Theater Festival, but maybe emails for sure, is a reference to pronouns.
Absolutely.
And can you tell us what this is, what it's about, and why Women's Theater Festival makes sure to make this distinction?
Women's Theater Festival believes that everybody has the right to define who they are, to self-identification. And so if a person wishes to be called by pronouns she, her, no matter how they present socially or culturally, then that's their decision and their right, and we want to honor that and make them feel respected. Pronoun choice is something that's very individual and personal, and we want to make sure that it's understood that we respect a person's right to be who they are. I don't know that I can put it much more succinctly than that.
I think what we should say at the end of that is, period. Ooh, talk to me. So, I realize that Women's Theater Festival had a very exciting moment. They became a 501c3 officially. What was the date on that? It's been about, let me see, 6 months?
We got the news in November, but they backdated it, so it started in June of last year, which was very kind of them. That is when we originally applied.
Yeah. That's when you originally applied, in fact.
Yes.
So they kind of grandfathered it in. So I'm going to throw this in here because it's a perfect time since they are 501c3. And if in fact you want to support this organization, you go to the womenstheaterfestival.com. And you all have a, we
do. We have a Patreon.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
So Patreon is they can make their donations by still going to womenstheaterfestival.org. Am I right?
.com.
But .com. Thank you. .com. And find various ways to support this only 2-year organization. You would think you've been around for 10, 20.
We're doing all right, but we would be doing much better if you decided to donate to our Patreon.
womenstheaterfestival.com, Patreon. So I know those shows finished up very strong. What is on the horizon for Women's Theater Festival?
We've got 2 upcoming events that we're excited about. The first will be happening in October in partnership with the Wicked Witch, and that is our karaoke musical.
I love karaoke. You heard me singing earlier.
That's true, I did. And what a fortunate person I was to witness that event. I'm teasing, but Gloria has an amazing voice. So, yes, the karaoke musical is a hilarious event in which a person applies online for only $25, which again supports the Women's Theater Festival, to sing a song of his or her or their choosing. And they get to pick any song in the entire pantheon of song creation. And what I will do is make that person in a character in a musical, and I'll create a costume for them, and I will write them and their song into our musical.
What?
And they will not know what the words to the script are until they step on stage, and the words to the script will scroll just like karaoke lyrics do in a karaoke song. So this is the Women's Theater Festival karaoke musical where you can be whoever you want, wherever you want, sing whatever you want, and I'll write you into a hilarious musical.
That had to be the brainchild of you, am I correct?
It is, yes.
I'm going to be there, let me tell you.
Excellent.
In light of, and we give a moment of silence for Aretha Franklin. But my favorite karaoke songs to sing are like by Aretha Franklin. So I'm going to make sure I'm there. That's in October.
That is in October.
And they can read that online.
Yep, we'll have those details posted online shortly. We have a board retreat coming up this weekend where we will finalize all the details of that event, and then we'll be posting it so y'all can participate.
Board retreats. You see, that's a 501c3 kind of thing. When you're a nonprofit, 501c3, you got to have a board.
Yes.
And I imagine that your board is very in sync with you.
Our board is a really hardworking, intelligent group of women who are devoted to our cause, and I am so grateful for their volunteer service. Without them, the Women's Theater Festival would not exist.
Would not?
Nope.
Well, let me ask you about any volunteer opportunities, because you say the board. We know boards, but the board is a volunteer group of people.
It is.
But other members in the community who may want to volunteer for Women's Theater Festival that they don't want to be on the board, what can they do?
We have so many opportunities. First of all, if you're interested in the upcoming karaoke musical, we need volunteers to let people in the door, to pass out programs to help with our upcoming costume sale. We need always ushers and ticket takers, people to sell concessions, and of course, whenever you participate in any of these activities, you get to see the show that you're volunteering for free. If you liked my description of Occupy the Stage, we'll of course be looking for volunteers to help us make that happen next year. We're also looking for workshop presenters, so if you have something fascinating that you would love to share with the Women's Theater Festival about how to market yourself as an artist, about how to deal with sexism in the workplace, anything that might interest women who are in the theater business, well, by all means, drop us a note at info@womenstheaterfestival.com.
Hey, you know what? I could go out right there, but we're going to end with our shooting star questions, and we'll go out with this.
You're listening to Ticket to the Stars Presents, where you don't have to reach for the stars, we bring the stars to you. Be inspired.
Two things, determination and discipline.
We think about money. We think about, like, what if my body gives out? What if it doesn't? I think we have to give our dreams an honest shot.
And be entertained, tuning into interviews with the stars of the entertainment world here in the Triangle and beyond.
I'm literally in the middle of Times Square right now.
My dad took us to the local carnival. We were so excited because we didn't get to do normal things, you know? On the way out, we like, Pops, can we get a souvenir? He said, a souvenir, really? I'll tell y'all. He said, then where's your ticket? Frame that.
Find out what's going on and what's up next.
We've got 2 upcoming events that we're excited about. The first will be happening in October in partnership with the Wicked Witch.
Get up close and personal with the stars.
This was a real passion project of mine. This was a project that I wrote, produced, directed, and edited.
Let's hear that again, please.
I was diagnosed back in 2012. The only cure is a bone marrow transplant.
And find out what they stand for.
But I want to be very careful because a lot of theaters say, oh, we're relegating our risky work, new work to a second stage. And I'm very, very adamant that that's not what's happening here.
And we want to make sure that it's understood that we respect a person's right to be who they are.
The rest of us are out here doing it because we love it. In the same way that a dancer has to dance and a writer has to write. A filmmaker has to make films because without it, they will wither and die.
This season on Ticket to the Stars Presents, Tuesdays at 3 on littleraleigh.radio.org, a Stargaze Broadcast. Now back to TTTSP with this week's exciting star guest.
Ashley, you ready? I'm going to rapid fire you a few questions.
I'm ready. Shoot me.
What's your favorite movie or play?
Ooh, I think my favorite play currently is Phaedra by J. Nicole Brooks.
Favorite food?
Favorite food is Thai food, any kind of Thai.
Oh, I love Thai too. Favorite place, wherever that may be. Well, favorite place?
In the whole world?
In the whole existence.
I really loved Florence, Italy.
Oh, very nice. Are you reading a book right now? And if so, what is it?
I mostly read plays.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of reading a collection of plays for people with disabilities.
Oh, sweet. And I know there's WTF has something about disability on the website. What is it? Disability resources?
Inclusion.
Inclusion.
We feel very passionately that everybody should be able to experience theater. And so we make it possible for most people with disabilities to come and witness or experience our theater however that we can. We, in fact, just won a grant to send Johanna Edwards, our managing director, to attend a special conference that particularly assisted her in making those sorts of things possible. So she came back from that filled with ideas, and we hope to have an even more accessible season coming up in 2019.
Wow. Favorite childhood memory?
Oh, I loved playing Noah's Ark with my little brother, where our beds were the boats and our stuffed animals were the animals.
Favorite Netflix or Amazon binge show?
That's tough.
Isn't
one
it?
that I watch over and over again is Cosmos by Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I've got to check that one out.
He talks about the universe, and his voice is so soothing.
Does it sound like this, Ashley? Ashley, before we go out, if there's a quote, is there a quote that comes to mind that has inspired you throughout your years, throughout your life, maybe during a dark moment or during a moment of absolute brilliant happiness? There's something that comes to mind that you want to share with your fans.
I'm going to have to go with Martin Luther King's "The arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice." I'm constantly seeking justice, not just for women, but for people of all shapes and colors from all backgrounds who deserve to be treated with equality and respect.
I have a moment of silence because I had to hold back my tears because really, I was really moved there, despite the... I really appreciate that. I want to invite everyone out there. LA, New York City, Chi-Town, Miami. North Kakalaki has a star right here. Ashley Popio of the Women's Theater Festival. If you have questions for Ashley Popio, if you want to read up more about the Women's Theater Festival, again, you can visit online at Women's Theater Festival. That's with an R-E, by the way, theater with an R-E on the end, festival.com. You can email info at womenstheaterfestival.com.
Correct.
Am I right?
That's correct.
And if you have a question for me, Gloria, you can email me at stargazestudios at icloud.com. If you have a question for my boss, Danielle Long, you can email her at contact@daniellejlong.com. Ashley, I love you.
This was a wonderful experience. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I didn't say this earlier. You're my first guest on the show.
How
Can you hear the people? Can you hear them screaming?
I can, with joy.
With joy. Ticket to the Stars Presents is brought to you by Stargaze, a unit of Long Studios in association with Little Raleigh Radio. Little Raleigh Radio is a 501c3 also. If you want to be a donor for Little Raleigh Radio, you can visit them online at littleraleigh.org. Let's blow them kisses, Ashley. Blow them kisses.
Oh, so many kisses.
Hi, this is Danielle Long, producer of Ticket to the Stars Presents. Thank you so much for tuning in to the premiere of this program. I am so grateful, so humbled by the people who have come on board without hesitation. And if you are interested in being a part of the Stargaze Broadcast team, then in particular, we are looking for a volunteer graphic designer, sound engineer, and guest hosts. Then email me at contact@daniellejlong.com. Special thanks to Mark Healy, Mary Humphrey, Leslie Schumann, Michael Graziano, and all of the star guests of Season 1.
Ticket to the Stars Presents. That's TTTSP, Tuesdays at 3 on littleraleigh.org.
A Stargaze Broadcast. A Stargaze Broadcast. A Stargaze Broadcast.
This is Jacob Downey, one of the co-founders of Little Raleigh Radio. We are elated to count Ticket to the Stars Presents and our lineup of programming, helping you hear where you are, through celebrating inspiring artists in your community and beyond with great conversation. If you're in the Raleigh area and you would like to join us and Ticket to the Stars Presents in amplifying great voices, email listen@littleraleigh.org.